Week 9 in my level 2 foundation in counselling course, and I have 1 week left before everything wraps up. So this week we focused largely on skills practice, so that role play between students. We're given a scenario to work with, and then at this point in the course we're spending 15 minutes per scenario. So one person is the client, one person is the counsellor, and we've progressed from the initial couple of weeks, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and now 15. And it's been really both in the moment while I was role playing and also afterwards, thinking about it, but also watching other people's skills practice. It's really cool to see the improvement, the differences, the new implementations, even at this level after only 6 weeks. So I had quite a tricky scenario to work with where, as the counsellor, my client came in feeling very low, lacking energy, motivation, but they didn't know why, or they couldn't really express clearly why. And I know that if I'd been given that same scenario 6 weeks ago, that person's lack of clarity would have really frustrated me, and I would have tried and pressed to problem solve. But I've been consciously aware since that first skills practice and the feedback I got of not problem solving, and instead focusing on the person and keeping the conversation around their emotions and feelings. So that's how I approached this one. And really initially, it was a struggle, right? Because this person can't explain why they feel a certain way. And all I wanted to do in the beginning was let's just shift this person's perspective even by a little. And I was able to do that by focusing on the emotions, the feelings, what they were giving me as much as possible, and that allowed the conversation to open up a bit. So I didn't solve this in 15 minutes, but definitely we were able to get under the surface and start to explore things a bit more deeply. So it was just really cool to think about that. In such a short span of time, that's the improvement that I was able to consciously make, and not just for myself. It's also noticing, as I was listening to other people's skills practice, how they had been improving, changing, and implementing. So it really speaks to the power of the skill set, even at such a basic and fundamental level. And it just makes me excited for what is coming at level 3. And I'm sure I'll look back on this in 2-3 years time and think, well, you could have said that, you could have done this, you could have approached that differently. Fine, but right now I'm just really appreciative of the change, the difference, and this new set of skills that can bring both to the realm of counselling, but also any and every conversation that I'm having outside of that. So next week is week 10, the final week, and wrapping everything up and starting to think about what do I do next. So I have some ideas about how I want the level 3 to look, but when we come to next week and recap, we'll discuss it then. Speak soon.